James and the dizzy diesels of Sodor. Winter had arrived full force on the island of Sodor. The grass was now covered in glistening white snow, the rails were becoming slippery from slushy snow, and the roadways were beginning to get ice formed on them. James, the mixed traffic engine, never minds the snow. To him, anything that will help reflect his bright and beautiful paintwork even more is greatly appreciated.
Oh, James, how are you happy about this snow? It slows me down terribly. I'm an express engine. Express engines must be fast.
Any good engine can tolerate the snow. Perhaps you're aren't as really useful as you make yourself out to be.
James, don't be so rude to Gordon. He is right. Snow is silly. Soft stuff. It always causes trouble around the island.
Come on, Thomas. The only reason you don't like the snow is because you have to wear a snowplow.
James was right. Thomas looked down at his snowplow. It always bothered him.
Well, I must be off. I need to go to the washdown at the Steamworks. Goodbye, engines.
Don't mind James, Gordon. He's always bragging about his paintwork.
James was waiting at a signal. He was very impatient. The Steamworks was only minutes away. He was already thinking about being shiny and clean. His daydreaming was cut short when Diesel oiled right beside him.
Hey, James, wake up. The signal changed.
James moved forward, but Diesel tricked him. The signal hadn't changed, and Oliver was right in front. Ouch! James!
Sorry, Oliver. Diesel tricks me.
Diesel's nowhere to be seen, and he wasn't.
James, what are you doing? Oh, sir, I'm sorry. Well, while you are here, I need you to deliver some oil canisters to the Dieselworks. The snowstorm resulted in a loss of electricity throughout Bickerstown. But sir, I was heading to the Steamworks for a washdown. That can wait, James. Making sure the citizens of this island are safe and warm during the bad weather is the most important.
James was disappointed. His washdown would have to wait, and now he would have to go to the oily and grimy Dieselworks. James had arrived at the Dieselworks. Snowfall had picked up again, and it seemed to be coming down fiercely, along with heavy wind.
James, get in here.
No, thank you, Dieselton. I'll leave the oil cans right here. I have to go get a washdown.
It's too dangerous to be traveling again. Come on. Let me help you.
James was very suspicious as to why Dieselton would want to help him, but he knew that the storm was turning for the worst.
Oh, bother. No washdown for now.
James was now inside the Dieselworks. He didn't like it one bit. It was dark, dingy, and all of the diesels of Sodor were staring at him.
Now, why would you let a stinky steamy in here, Ten? Don't question me, Diesel. I felt that it was wrong to let any engine stay out there in the snow.
James still wasn't sure of how sincere Diesel 10 was actually being. James! So nice to see you!
Hello, Paxton. Nice to see you too. Where's Sydney?
Up here!
Oh, Sydney, don't tell me you lost your wheels again.
No, just shunting some parts. Didn't mean to worry you.
Then Mavis entered. James, I thought you would be at the Steamworks by now.
I wish, Mavis, but the snowfall is becoming quite heavy. Perhaps I should take a peek outside. Maybe the lines are clear.
No, they are not, James.
The Dieselworks was covered in snow. The tracks were frozen right over, and where the opening gates once were, laid a heaping pile of slushy snow. None of the engines inside the Dieselworks would be able to exit. James was snowed in. James was still fuming about being stuck at the Dieselworks with all the diesels.
Bother, why didn't Dieselton just leave me when the snow wasn't coming down so strong?
I'm catching up to you, Bert!
No, you're not, Harry.
Watch it, you two. I'm trying to rest.
Jeez, James. don't have to be such a downer.
Harry's right. Lighten up. There's a lot of fun things to do here.
Like what?
Hey, Harry, why don't we show our steamy guests what we do when Dan and Dart are around?
What's that?
Den and Dart always want us to shunt trucks around carefully and calm. Since they're on the mainland, we're going to give them a good bash to move them about.
Care to join us, James?
Fine, but are you sure biffing and bashing those trucks won't ruin my lovely red paints?
Do you want to have fun, James, or just sulk in the sheds all day? James didn't want to seem like a boring engine amongst all the diesels.
Fine, you two.
I'll go first.
Now I'll go.
Your turn, James. James gave the trucks an even bigger bash than Ari and Bert.
My, James, you shunt better than a diesel.
James didn't want to admit it, but he had a blast pushing the trucks around, and he was a bit proud by Bert's comment. An hour later, the winds were dying down, and the snow wasn't falling as quickly as before. Even the snow in front of the gates was starting to melt.
James, do you want to play with Sydney and I?
James was a tad tired after shunting trucks with Ari and Bert, but he did have fun before.
What will we play?
Not what we will play, who will we play with?
That's right. Happy Hook!
Happy Hook and Crane?
Yes, he was fixed a couple of years ago, but he still has a funny acting hook. It sometimes gives us an unexpected bash.
Won't that hurt?
Not at all, James. The only thing that might hurt is your smoke box after laughing so hard. Oh!
James watched as Sydney lined up right underneath Happy Hook's hook. Happy Hook started to swivel, and his hook slammed right into the back of Sydney.
Wait!
Oh, my turn! James watched as Paxton lined up to get a good bash from Happy Hook.
Diesels aren't as devious as every single engine thinks they are.
Oh, look, Sydney, your wheels are wobbling.
Yours too, silly.
Early the next morning, all of the snow in front of the Dieselworks had finally melted. The storm was finally settling down. James was still inside, helping Mavis and Dennis. You are really grand with the freight cars, James.
Thank you, Mavis.
Don't you agree, Dennis?
Yes, terrific job, James.
Just then, a cavalcade of George, Salty, and Boko entered.
George, long time no see. What are you doing here?
Sir Topham Hatt told us to come to the Dieselworks and help you while Dart, Dan, and Norman are on the mainland.
Right you are, matey. Oh, and James, the snow is melted, and there's a basin of warm water waiting for you at the Steamworks.
We'll take it from here, James.
James was happy he would finally be able to get his wash out after a night being amongst oil and dirt. But he was going to miss spending so much time with the Diesels.
Diesels, I want to thank you for lifting up my spirits while we were snowed in together last time. I learned so much about you.
Like what, James?
How kind and generous all of you can be.
All the Diesels blushed.
Say, Diesel Dad, you never explained why you had such a change of heart and let James stay with us. Because Amy's never spent time with us, dear Diesel. And James was in the need of a place to stay. So I went for my claw for him. So Diesel 10 does have a kind side underneath all that metal.
Diesel 10 said nothing.
Well, good day, Diesels. I'll see you around the islands.
Safe travels, James. Watch out for the pesky snow.
Bother, I derailed.
Don't worry me, Hearty. Us Diesels will have you back on the tracks in no time. James giggled. In a way, he was disappointed that he would be late for his washdown yet again, but also happy that he would get to spend more time with his new friends, the Diesels of Sodor. D and